What is happening, guys? It's me, Anton, or the Anton's Nexus as the YouTube name goes out there and people still can't announce it. But how you all doing? It's been over a week now, so I'm kind of late to the chase of recording things, and that's just because I've been busy since sort of getting back from TFN and whatnot. It was a good convention. It was a more satisfying convention. I felt a lot more comfortable and chilled. I know it sounds weird, but it was needed. It was a very needed chill out, and I got to connect with a lot. I say a lot more people, but I found myself grouping with people, sort of giving time and spending time with people that sort of previously just sort of float around as in conventions do. It's like, oh hi, and then you move on to the next one. But kind of grounded myself with a few sort of people within the convention. That was cool. You know, there were people that wanted to sort of sit down and meet, but things just, it's how convention life is. But anyway, I turned up on the Friday like all and it was straight into the panel. Tony and Richie Zortrider, Soundwave SG1 held their small YouTube panel, and it was great. You know, that it was really well, it was productive and it was engaging and it was a laugh. And you know, it took, when it came to question time, it took a while to get the ball rolling, but the minute the ball rolled, it didn't stop. And I think people took something positive away from that. It was good. I hope they do it next year, and I hope, you know, again, it brings more to the whole YouTube community, because that seems to be a huge talk at the moment, is the whole YouTube, and you know, there's a new wave of people wanting to get in but don't quite know the angle to go into, and it's really just being comfortable with YouTube, since after all, it can be a pleasant place to be, or it can be a very unpleasant place to be. But no, the convention itself, Friday, was cool. It was good. After the panel, I didn't get to attend the other panels because I went and got sort of checked in and whatnot. And then before you know it was dinner. So I teamed up with All on the Blade and Six Shot Changer Reviews, and we just had a good time. And they were the kind of crowd I hung around with most of the convention. Not to mention the bromance of all my conventions, the Juice 84 Ben, who is always the dude I cruise around with and wrap up the steps with, which means we're going to have to get a pedometer next year, as he said, and see how many steps we clock up over the convention. Dorian, I felt like I really got to talk to Dorian a lot more this year, even though it's always been hi bye, but he done a brilliant thing of doing TF Nation. That's TEF Nation, and it was basically, you know, let's go chill out, separate your time from the crowd, the hustle and bustle, meet at this room and let's all have tea and biscuits. And it was brilliant. It was just so mellow, and it was nice, a little collaboration of people who I've never met before, and just silence. It was great. I've watched his review and he mentioned the Teapot. This is part of my haul. Every year for the past 3 years I've picked up a teapot from the Hilton, so I have a collection of 3 different types of teapot, and it's just a thing. It came free with the tea. What else am I gonna do? But that's part of my haul. That's part of the TF Nation haul. But it was great, and I hope it continues. Empire biscuits I was introduced to, and it was good. And just talking to people who otherwise I would have missed the convention. So all up for next year with cakes, maybe on the balcony, the Corona balcony, I believe it's called. But no, the main convention Saturday was great. It got round really quick, but then tumbleweed happened sort of 12, 1 o'clock ish. Again, just bumping into random people, Sam, Tony and TF Knowsley obviously are my little three stooges from the convention. The convention doesn't start unless I meet them because they were there at the first moments of the first AA in 2012 when I started going. So, you know, I always love seeing them and it just makes it all warm and fuzzy inside. But no, really, really good to see everyone. Lots of people seem to be missing this year, which was a shame. You know, Tomo, Rob Turner, Big Stu, and obviously Monkey's End we've not seen for quite some time. So I hope you're all doing well. If you end up watching this video, please try and get there if you can. I know it's, you know, it's a big expensive weekend if you want to come along for the people. Met again a lot of people who otherwise you don't bump into, so that was great to go. Stan Bush was incredible. It took a while to sort of sink in that, like, this is the guy who you've been listening to for 30 odd years and he's live, literally not, you know, 100 feet in front of you. And it was brilliant. It was, the queue was amazing, but the atmosphere was even more electric. You know, stunned is the word. I love live gigs, and to see someone a bit like your favourite voice actor who is singing these songs that you've constantly churned and got in your head for 30 years is beyond words. And brilliant, rightfully so. That was awesome. I think everyone was on a high for that, you know, brief hour, 2 hour period, queuing up, getting in, seeing him sing. Yeah, he didn't do a lot, and there's only reasons because obviously it was not his normal band, his normal whip. But we got, you know, we got things from Bloodsport, a few songs from Bloodsport, and obviously Dare and The Touch. I want a Ground Zero, but no, you know, and you know what? The memory of seeing someone that we may not get to see again, but I hope we do, was brilliant. So everyone was on par for that. Everyone was fucking mental, to be honest with you. I also, during that convention, me and Graham, Collector 75, sort of she just started talking, and it was cool because we were just bantering during like loud music. Oh, this isn't trying to shout at each other. And he's a great guy, and I finally got to meet the Collector 75. And he's an awesome guy. I'm so happy. And again, I wish I had more time with him, like a lot of other people. So, you know, next year the dynamic might shift around. And Sunday again was cool, but again just floating. Seeing what there was, and it was all hunky-dory. That's, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was the most chilled out time I've had at a convention, and that's all good. So let's get on to the haul. Let's get on to the bits of plastic. I was a bit disappointed this year with the plastic, because obviously as conventions go, you see these things for years and years, and just at this one particular year, there was nothing out of what I had in mind, even though I had seen Fans Project Steel Core for years on end, even individual, and previous last year seen him with his trailer a couple of times. Not one. So that was first off the list. And a couple of other things. Yeah, what was on my list? I've totally forgotten already. But I had three main items, sort of like Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, and all of them just fizzled into existence. But I did pick up one or two things which were like really cool. And you obviously can't walk away from the convention and not get anything. So let's start off with the Ladybird book. I'm gutted I didn't take other Ladybird books along to get signed, but this was the TFN exclusive, and this is brilliant. This, I've not read all through it, but just the quality and how they've mimicked the classic Ladybird book look is fantastic. This could be a one-off, but I would love to see more of this particular thing. The artwork is literally throws you back to how the artwork was done. I know it was done by certain members of TFN, but brilliant little book. £6. I can't really argue with that. Rudy, another guy I met, the new chap on the scene, handed out some artwork, free artwork, and I love this concept that people are doing their own thing and handing it out, and it makes it the convention just, I don't know, a bit more special, if you will. We ended out some really cool artwork, unexpected. So I got a lot of Junkions and whatnot, Ultra Magnus. I think this is the Negative Universe. I can't remember. When you go in Negative, Reflector. What's the other ones? Oh, Insecticons and stuff like that. So all pretty cool stuff. I wish I could draw like that again. But he handed out a lot, and I think that really went a long way. Again, like I said, there's a lot of free stuff, getting people doing their own thing and just handing out, hey, just do this and whatnot. And that's boss, you know. And it gives you a little bit more of a chirpy incentive to do something for each year. You know, don't be ashamed of it. The Forge is what that's there for. Everyone's doing their own thing. And things just that, you know, the bigger companies aren't going to do because there's not a price point for it. But fan service really comes into it when it comes to individuality and stuff like that. So that's boss. Dorian, Robot Refined, Ben Wash Shop, 2nd edition. I love what these guys are doing, and all the G2 stuff to mimic this year is absolutely incredible. And this is, we want to see these in physical form. The guys are doing really good. You know, supporting these guys is something that, you know, goes a long way. Again, they're handing this out free, they're putting the time and effort into it. And again, Wash Shop with his little art card there, pretty cool. Love all getting free stuff. It's just, you know, one of a kind in a way, you know, it's not mass produced. You can look back on it over the years and it's like, I've got that. So on to the plastic. The first thing I did pick up was a Generations Nightbeat. I've got the upgrade kit for this, and I've had it for about a year or so, but I've never had the figure. Just because prices got a bit too wacky for this guy, and considering the mould is not all that great. I wasn't paying 20, 30 quid, 50 quid and some points on eBay. So I picked up him, tenner. So yeah, can't really argue on that one. I don't know what else did I get during the time. Yeah, okay. So during TF Nation, I seen Ben the Wash Shop playing around with little boxy cutie Outback. Totally forgot all this about this figure because I know he got released with Cindersaw, but it's like, I'm not going to get to see him if he's only new out and people are going after him. But luckily I managed to snatch up one. Love the mould, love the little boxy aesthetic, and it's just all Brawley and Outbacky all together. So awesome sauce. I picked up him. What else did I get? Not a lot, but Teapot Sunday normally rolls along on Teapot Sunday, and it's sort of a collaboration between, you know, me, Ben, Natalie, all in the Blair, and we normally go looking for, you know, a lot of just the worst bots, you know, cheap crap and stuff like that. So I bought Ben a crappy Armada Laserbeak. I'm sorry if anyone really likes that. I just thought it was garbage because it's just but at the same time I bought that, and then he comes out with this absolute whopper and goes, yeah, I got you this, and totally shifted the status quo of Teapot Sunday. This, I had a moment, a bromance moment, and it is Transformers Timelines Kickoff, or kick over, but known as Kickoff. He's also known as Tango Jazz, but he is from 2012, the gruff Gareth Mills, the busy man that he is, the man who I love at seeing at each convention. Held this up to me within the first couple of sort of hours of the convention, and I fell in love with it ever since, and wasn't able to get it from then until now. And this was a pricey bot, and he just slapped it in my hand, and it's like I had a proper near teary moment, surprised, and I don't get surprised a lot, and it was awesome, and I was just like, geez, I couldn't thank him enough. He had seen this and he had known about it all them years, and just the Juice 84 for you. Check out his channel if you want to. There's going to be a link below, above. But oh, Convention Grail achieved. I love them. You can't the jazz mold is awesome, and the colours on this just, yeah, quite fitting for a G2 style convention as well. I think, you know, the Loons orange. Fuck me, I love this guy. I mean, oh, head sculpt is lovely. Just oh. Tarben. Convention went on, a hit and miss. Decided against it, but then I thought, you know what, I want him. He's in the back of my head. There's nothing else here I want. Picked up me a great shot. The 6-shot mold is not the greatest, but he was 50 quid over at ID Toys, and he's actually quite pretty. He's a lot more prettier than, he fits the mold a lot more prettier than 6-shot, and he's cool. He's cool. The 6 modes are bearable. The bot mode is bearable, but 50 quid instead of 65, 70 elsewhere. Awesome sauce. Happy to get him now. Now I've got all sort of like that Titans return sort of big leader classy bots done. So that was awesome. Right at the end, Toy Fu had little mini versions of these guys. Diatlas, Sonic Bomber, and Road Fiore. These little model kits are cool because I'm a huge fan of the Zone. Love me Diatlas, and we had a boss talk, me and the Gruff, about how he acquired his Diatlas and the Japanese bots. But they seem to have a really good selection of Japanese bots this year. I know everyone was at the Leo Kaiser. Ben got his Raiden, as he always does. The Juice got his Epic Buy. God, that man is just eye candy for Japanese stuff. But yeah, little bots, you build them and they all make the huge kind of big powered thing. So I'm going to build these. I think I'm going to do like a review, build type thing if I can get around to it. So Zone, all good. And as I say, the annual Teapot was the cherry on top. Have tea. Always have TF Nation. But aside from that, I did get signed my LP of Stan Bush. It's framed and whatnot. The cubes for him was massive. But yeah, it's really good to have something to take back with you. And again, it could be a one-off error, but happy to see that. And rightfully so in a frame. Yeah, it was a good convention. Enjoyed it. You know, everyone who I met, Chris, Dorian, Graham, were awesome. Ben, as always, is the bromance. And I can't wait till next year. There was a little highlight that obviously there was a dance convention on. So people would know me from the dance side of things. And I was like, no, I'm here to nerd out with all the other TF geeks. So that was cool. So I might try and I'll slip in there on and off, because I believe it's the same next year that they're all going to be there. The dates are clashing again. So I might bring the dance shoes out and, you know, spend a night till early morning there, maybe. See how it goes. See what I'll double check the dates anyway. But TF Nation was great. Thanks to all the organisers for an awesome chilled weekend this time. And everyone who we met and everyone who didn't meet and yet to meet. I'm the Intronus Nexus. Until next time. Ciao.